Welcome to episode 2, Northeast Family. I'm Coach Carl. I'm very excited after last week's huge smash hit with Coach Cat to introduce the other founding partner of Northeast Volleyball Club, Coach Garrett, as I take him through an amazing upper body workout led by myself, giving the modifications back at UDF in Stanford. So, I'm very excited about this workout because the most important thing here, guys, is that it's not just a very super dominant upper body exercise that you will come across, but it's going to also lay out the groundwork for some of you that may deal with shoulder issues, may just deal with a little lack of confidence with certain upper body exercises, or in general, if your performance goals are to increase your swing velocity or to feel a little bit more of that robust upper body strength, this is the workout you should be doing. Now, your family can do this, your teammates can do this. Get the community engaged, guys, because the most important thing is that week by week, we're going to get more coaches involved. We're going to get our community involved. We want to see you guys thrive as we're all being safe indoors. So, Coach Garrett, I'm going to pass this on to you. You go through the warm-up. I will see you guys next Sunday for episode 3 of Who is Coaching the Coaches. Well, I'm pretty confident everybody enjoyed Coach Garrett going outside and doing full-on caveman, grabbing a stone and tossing it above his head. But let's talk on the front end about how we can improve upon what will be that essential drop and catch into the plyo push-up. So for us now, gang, if you find yourself struggling with the ability to hold that position effectively without putting extra strain on the elbows and the wrists, what you can modify is then get into an incline. I'm using a bench. You can use a sofa. You can use a chair, something that is stable and rigid that will not collapse on you. I'll then get back into my plank position, and then I'll do the same thing. Drop and catch. Pull my chest and shoulders back, drop and catch. If that still is a little much, what you could then do is stay on the knees and the toes. You'll then do this lesser intense version of the drop and catch where you would actually do a fall forward, catch, and then pick yourself back up. You'll keep the pressure down on the toes and the knees so that you can sustain as much engagement on your torso so that you're not just dropping excessively and crushing the back at the bottom. Feeling confident about that? Take it a step further. Move yourself further away. Do it on flat ground where I'll fall forward, catch, drop myself down, pick myself back up, catch, pick myself back up. So you'll find yourself in different variations, but at the end of the day, gang, we're looking to actually do what is known as the drop and the catch, where we're using all of our muscle fibers to absorb immediately all that force and stop us from touching whatever surface we're working on. So again, absolute savagery that our very own Coach Garrett found a stone, went outside, and just hucked it as high as he could. So that bomb pass can be done in different variations. For starters, if you have a medicine ball at home, any sort of weighted ball that you can do the exercise, simply follow the same exact steps where we're just going to load into the tailbone, jump, and throw the ball, releasing it up as high as we can behind the crown of our head, which you'll perform for the allotted rep scheme that we did. Don't have a medicine ball, don't have the space outside, fine. What I got right here is just a large towel. What I could then do is grab two ends on the long side. I'll pull myself right back in that position, pull up, and then slam down. Pull up and slam down. Pull up and slam down. Making the objective getting up onto my toes as high as I can, and then slamming and whipping the towel. Be kind to your parents. Use a little bit of a raggy, nasty towel that you could beat up a little bit. But you've got two modifications that can be done with resistance, without resistance, and you can enjoy the same outcomes of creating that vertical output. So at the end of the day, push-ups are always going to be a challenge for all of us, just the same thing as pull-ups are for challenges of others. When we do the variations, you saw Garrett using a band. If you want to challenge them, you could put a plate on your back. If you want to make them as basic as possible, what I'd prefer is you just stick with the system of pulling the chest and collarbones down first. So there's a couple ways you could dice that up. For starters, you just do a standard push-up, just moving at a slower pace of speed. What I love to do for people that are looking to get that introductory build on the push-ups is set your hands in position, chin over the collarbones. I want you to very slowly pull the elbows and the shoulders back. As you pull your chest and collarbones down, you'll rest into a flat position. You then press yourself up onto the knees and then come right back to the top. That's more of the basic understanding of why it's important to pull the body down into your push-up. All right. Secondarily, when we go into those incline push-up variations, if you still struggle with the push-up in general, now is the opportunity to do working on the baseline pull. You then find yourself again on the incline bench or chair or sofa, whatever it may be. And then now we actively do the same motion, pause the chest as close to the bench as we can, and then extend and reach those arms all the way out as long as we can. So you've progressed from the floor, pulling all the way down, getting confident with the range of motion. You now come to a bench where you can actually attack that full strict push-up. And then to conclude the set, as opposed to doing what would essentially be that pause variation. If you struggle with locking the legs out, what I like to do is I could either use a pillow, I'm gonna use a foam roller, I'm gonna rest my hips onto the roller, but lock my knees out still, and I'm just gonna keep my weight over and down in this position. Now, if you wanna make it harder, you bring the movement or the assistance further out so that more of your weight is over the wrist and the elbows, therefore building the strength and confidence in that upper body. It may seem like it's easier, but again, at the end of the day, it's all about driving home what muscles need to be invested when it comes to these upper body push and pulls. So there you have it, gang. Episode 2 in the books. Coach Garrett woke up the other day feeling a nice arm pump. He was feeling jacked. I look forward for you guys using these exercises as often as possible to build that same confidence and that same strength as our buddy Garrett just experienced. But I'd be remiss if it wasn't a UDF experience, letting our Northeast family get a little chuckle along the way by just showing how using a little bit too much fun with a stone can go slightly off the rails. So enjoy this last little laugh for the weekend. I'll see you guys next Sunday for episode 3.